Good morning, Jennifer, and thanks for your email and thanks for reaching out to ask me the question. Um, let's start with treadmill data. Is treadmill data really valid and really accurate? Very difficult, especially when you're a mid-forefoot striker. A lot of times, as a mid-forefoot striker, it's very difficult to run with the proper form on a treadmill, and that being because your feet have to keep up with the belt. So you may not be striking on the treadmill like you strike on the ground. I always think that people should, and especially in running shoe stores, they should watch how people are running naturally to see exactly what's going on with their body from their hips down. Too many times in stores, we're focusing on what's happening at the heel drop level. When in actuality, as a midfoot, forefoot striker, you are beyond that roll point where you're going to get that big heel drop. As an exercise physiologist, you probably understand that if my feet are straight and I bend my knees down over my forefeet, it's where my knees are tracking that is really the key issue. If my knees are tracking directly over my second toe, then I have a pretty straight drop, and my pronation level at that point is not bad. If I could show you on this camera, I have the world's most horribly flat feet and fallen arches. I actually have tears in the connector point of my foot on my posterior tib tendon from when I had an accident on a rock 2 years ago. I'm a midfoot, forefoot striker. I always have been. I run in minimalist shoes. And when I say minimalist shoes, I say shoes with a 4 millimeter drop or less. And that allows me to get on the ground flat and out of there. It allows me to get in that midfoot and lift out of there. And it completely eradicates any motion of my foot at all. And that's one of the things that I want to talk to you about. You say first you ran into Kayano and now you're into Brooks Adrenaline. Here's two things that go on with both of those shoes. This is a Mizuno. I actually ran into Brooks Adrenaline for a long time as well because back in the shoe industry, we told everyone they were overpronators and they should be in these shoes with these huge heel drops. If you look at this Mizuno, I mean, here's your heel, here is your toe. And this shoe really illustrates the bad position that your foot is in, that angle that your foot is sitting in. This shoe, and I'm not sure, I think has a 30 some millimeter heel and maybe like an 8 or 9, 10 millimeter toe, which is like an 18 millimeter drop from heel to toe, which really has your foot sitting up like that. It does a couple of things. Shortens your Achilles, shortens your calf. Most importantly for you, what I'm suspecting that is happening is, look, and the Keanu, by the way, I think is a shoe with one of the biggest drops ever on the market. And the Brooks Adrenaline also. And when I ran in the Adrenaline, I had a lot of the same problems that you have. Being a midfoot, forefoot striker my whole life, I always had forefoot pain and in the bottom of my foot. The reason being is when this foot comes down like that, because of the angle, my foot is still sitting up like that. So there's a lot of even more compression in that foot coming from the back because of that angle that it sits at. That drives me farther down into the midsole. All these shoes we talked about have soft midsoles. Soft is not good. Contrary to popular belief, the softer the midsole, the farther your foot has to sink down into it before it actually reaches the ground so you can push out of there. That pushing out of there is now engaging the plantar tendon, all the tendons on the bottom of the foot, the ankle, the Achilles, the calf. Your whole lower leg now has to push to get out of that midsole. A couple of years back when Newton, you know, after Chris McDougall came out and talked about running barefoot and they did the five fingers thing and everyone jumped on the barefoot and minimalist wagon, um, there really weren't any shoes that were properly designed for midfoot strikers and forefoot strikers that actually aided in the motion itself. Danny Abshire at Newton came out with a great shoe. This is one of the shoes I run in. The Gravity is a 3 millimeter drop shoe. If you look at this shoe, 3 millimeters from heel to toe means my foot is sitting way lower than your foot is sitting in that Brooks Adrenaline or that Keanu. Here's your foot, here's my foot. Now, what does it allow you to do? As a midfoot striker, what you really want to do is you want to hit and then gradually let that heel settle. You want to be relaxed. all through this ankle area. You don't want any pain. You don't want any action going on in here other than natural recoil when you settle. Now, if you take your finger and you do this, that snapback is your body's natural elasticity. You have that same thing in your leg. When that heel drops and slowly loads from the forefoot, the whole back of your leg loads along with it. Now, it's a natural load. It's not a forced load like digging in there and pushing out. It's a natural load that allows your leg to pop up. I'm going to send you a little running video that I made as well after this, so you can see, what I'm explaining to you in that. That's one of the philosophy behind minimalist shoes. Look, this minimalism is not a fad. Um, Back when Newton, they were the first guys to come out with a real shoe that was a minimal shoe. Well, then Saucony jumped on board, and then New Balance jumped on board, who has always been the leader in shoe technology in the industry. And then after New Balance, Brooks, who's fought it for years, finally came on board, and the largest distributor of running shoes produced a 5 shoe line for minimalism. It's not a fad. When a major company like that says, "Okay, we're on board with this," then it's what's right. Medical research has proven that if your foot is in a better position, there's a less chance for overuse injury. If you are learning how to lift out of your run and not push and dig, I mean, just think about it as an exercise from an exercise physiologist standpoint. The less muscles I engage when I run, the less chance there is for overuse injury. If my feet are popping off the ground like this, okay, if there's no noise in my feet, we teach this to our teammates and clients all the time. No sound on the ground. Listen to your feet. The more quiet your feet are, the better you're lifting and the better you're running. The lifting should come from your core. The lifting doesn't come from pushing down in and digging out of there. Every time you drop down into that midsole to push out of there, you have to engage your calf. You have to engage your Achilles. Guess what? Your foot is actually impacting more, and you're on the ground longer than you lift out of there. Currently, my alternate running shoe is the Ultra Instinct. Ultra is a company out of this is a complete zero drop shoe. The beautiful thing about this shoe is the wide toe box. And what does a wide toe box do? The wide toe box allows your toes to spread out naturally. If your toes are boxed up in there, you're getting a push, and again, you're getting tension in the foot. But if my toes are spreading out naturally, a couple of things are happening. I'm creating better balance all through my foot. I'm dispersing shock evenly across my foot. And because it's a zero drop shoe, my Achilles and my calf are lengthened naturally, so I get a very natural drop. This is an amazing product. In fact, in the March Runner's World Shoe Review, it was just rated as the best debut shoe. And they've only been on the market 10 months. The thing you'll notice about this shoe, it is foot shaped. Okay. And as you can see, the padding lines go along the bone structure of the foot itself. The flex lines are along the bone structures of the foot itself. So it really allows your foot to react naturally. This shoe does, and I still run my Newtons, don't get me wrong, I run both of these. But the Ultra does naturally what the Newton does mechanically, which is what makes this, to me, just a little bit a more functional shoe to run in. To run in a Newton, you really have to dial the form in. This is really a formed-based shoe. Not a lot of people can make the transition into this shoe. But the other good thing about these shoes, both have firm midsoles. So when your foot hits the ground, you're not sinking into the midsole, causing a second impact as your toes try to search the ground to get off the bottom. You know that your foot has 200,000 sensory nerve sensories in there. So the instant your foot feels the ground is the instant that it wants to get off the ground. It sends those messages to your brain saying, "Hey, get me the heck off of here." That doesn't happen in a soft midsole shoe because you hit and you have to sink farther into the shoe before you start getting that messages to lift. So in actuality, firmer shoes have less impact and protect your feet better than soft shoes. That's one of the things that we've been trying to communicate to runners now for a few years. Firm lets you get off. Soft makes you sink in. That sinking in causes stress in the foot and the ankles and the muscles in the lower leg. You really want to learn how to run with a relaxed lower leg. You really want it to be about cadence and body position. You really want your feet to come down under your center of mass. If your foot is out in front of you in any way, shape, or form, even if you're landing on your midfoot, you're gonna have pain in that foot and issues because again, your impact, you have to get it out of there somehow. You either have to pull it back using your hamstring, which is the old pose method, get that foot at impact and pull it back. Well, if you do that, again, you're engaging hamstring and glute. You don't need to do that when you run. Wasted energy. You want to lift. If you're lifting from the core when you run, you're using a much bigger muscle group and there's a lot less fatigue in the lower legs. Takes a little bit of getting used to, takes a little bit of practice. My suggestion for you shoe wise is to make a transition into a more minimal product. Get out of these big heeled, big dropped, soft mid-soled shoes and look for something else. The Ultra Intuition is a great product for women. The other great thing about it is shaped like a woman's foot. Ultra actually makes gender specific shoes. You also know as an exercise physiologist that men and women have different shaped feet, different arch positionings. The Ultra has taken that into consideration, and instead of just taking a man's last and shrinking it down into a woman's last, they have made gender specific models. So I would check that out as well. I will send you along a little run form video. I would seriously think about getting into a shoe, a much more minimal shoe with a much firmer sole. And that pretty much eliminates the Brooks Pure line because their soles are pretty soft. Newton is a very high performance product. It is a great product. You have to learn. You have to make a smart transition into that shoe. The Ultra is a much easier transition for everyone to get into. Right now, the 130 people that are on our team and our 5 coaches, I would say about 75% of our team are running in this shoe, and they go from our Kona qualifiers and our sub 3 hour marathoners right down to our 5 hour marathoners. So it's a great shoe for everyone. It's a great line. Newton is also a great line. I'm not going to say they're not because I love them as well. But there are much better alternatives out there than the big heels. Minimalism, anything 4 millimeters or less is a great way to go. If you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask me. And anything I can do to help, I'm always happy to do. Hope you're having a great day and feel better.